Hackers leaving electronic tracks leading back to several hostile nations, or so we are told anyway. North Korea, Iran, China, Russia, all countries with an axe to grind against the U.S. Team Fox covers this hour, Chris Starwald, on the implications for the White House. But we begin with Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Harris. She is in Washington, and the latest on this cyber attack is what, Catherine? Good morning.
Well, thank you, Bill, and good morning. The Obama administration is still weighing its response to the cyber attack on Sony, with a member of the House Homeland Security Committee who oversees cyber investigations telling Fox and Friends that the U.S. has to find the right balance.
One of the key things you have is a discussion of proportionality and the recognition that any kind of acts have the potential to escalate. And you also need to appreciate what's the motives behind a place like North Korea. How much credibility do we give them in the world if we overreact?
An intelligence source also tells Fox News that the evidence does not point to North Korea as the sole entity responsible for the attack, but rather a main player with support from an outside party. Outside party is really code for either Iran, Russia, or China. Bill.
What are we learning about the attack and how it worked, Catherine? What are those details?
Well, the forensic evidence suggests the final stage of the attack was launched outside North Korea's borders. The New York Times reports a hotel and university were used. This is called, in intelligence circles, a cutout and creates some plausible deniability. Late yesterday, the Homeland Security Secretary told a group in Washington that the administration simply wasn't ready to name names.
The U.S. government is taking this attack very seriously. It is an attack on a company. It's an attack on its employees. And frankly, it's an attack on the freedoms that we enjoy in this country.
Fox News is told that U.S. security firms were first notified Monday by the U.S. government that they plan to publicly blame North Korea. But this is completely inconsistent with past practice, where the U.S. government has chosen to work behind the scenes to have some sort of response to an event like this.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wonder why that is. Thank you.
Well, it's interesting that they have not come out, because there's certainly a disconnect between what the security firms believe happened and at least the government leaks that it was North Korea solely responsible.
Thank you, Catherine. Catherine Harris there in Washington. Martha.